So hi guys, thank you for coming back into our little channel. So we are now in the part 2 of our Modern Horizon 2 collector's review, and this time, like what I said in the first video, we will be featuring the legends in this set. So before we tackle the new and reprinted legends from the main set, I think we ought to see first what the list in store for us. So first we have here Freya-Lys, Llanowar's Fury in its original art. So we are getting the same Freya-Lys in the list if we are lucky enough, and Freya-Lys already has 2 art of the same Planeswalker. So the second art was from the Commander Collection Green, either the premium one or the normal one. So this Freya-Lys Llanowar's Fury already had 2 art. So I think this is the only Planeswalker included in the list. So I wasn't able to add the card from our first video, but at least here we can add her, including the other legends. So now we are going to the reprinted legends in the list. So first one here is Akroma's Memorial that was originally printed in Future Sight. So we are not getting a new art for this one. So if you're not lucky enough to get the version from the Time Spiral Remaster, you still have the chance to get this one here. Then here we have Blackblade Reforged. So this version was the second art of Blackblade Reforged from the signature spellbook Gideon. So the first art is from the Dominaria set. Then we have here Bruvak the Grandiloquent. Luckily they reprinted him in the list. At least we have the chance to get him if we didn't get him from the Jumpstart set. So even me, I need 1 copy for this one in my collection. So here we have Callapeh, Beloved of the Sea, in its normal art, and we all know that she also has this showcase treatment that is with a constellation art. Next we have Dark Depths. This is the first art, and the other art was also featured in starting from the Ultimate Masters. Then we have here a Elder Dragon, Dragon Lord Atarka, the only Elder Dragon that is being included in the list. Next we have Elenda, the Dust Rose, a good addition to any vampire team deck which uses the color white also. Here we have Gisela, Blade of the Gold Knight in its original art, but this same Gisela also being reprinted in a Valentine's Secret Lair. Then we have here Grand Arbiter Agustin IV, a good stacks commander for inclusion to any Azorius colored stacks deck. And this is the original art, but he has also a new art from the Judge foil. Then we have here the Grimoire of the Dead, also in only art. Then we have Hammer of Purpurus as our next card here. Then Helm of Kaldra, also I'm rooting for this one for my collection, and this is the original art, but I think not all knows that there's also an alternate art of this Helm of Kaldra in its pre-release foil form. Then we have a chance again to get another Inventor's Pair in this time. Next here is a Spider legendary creature, Iskana, Gruff Widow. Then we have here Karizeb, Skyship Raider. Maybe they reprinted this one because they already made a legendary creature for Ragavan, her monkey companion. Next here we have a legendary land, a Kerr-Keep. Then here we have another wielder of the Blackblade, Corlash Har to Blackblade. So this is the original art, and there's also an alternate art in its pre-release foil form. Then we have here Kozilek Pachuruptut in its original and only art. Then one of the cards that I'm seeking, so Kark's Thumb. So a really good addition to any Kark deck, especially the one with Sakashima. Then we have here a reprint legend from a commander set, Mixis of the Ismagus. Next we have here from the Modern Horizon legend, it's Moropon the Boundless, a shapeshifter or changeling legendary creature. Next here we have the second art of Nicol Bolas legendary creature, which we all know that was first reprinted in the Legends Black with its original art. Then another dragon here, it's Niv Mizzet Reborn, or the fourth form of Niv Mizzet. Next here we have Nylea, God of the Hunt, with its original art from the Theros Black, and we already know that she also has two already art. So the second art was also from the Secret Lair, so I think that was in Theros Stargazing. Here we have the third form of Olivia, so it's Olivia mobilized for war, the single and original art of the card. Then a good chase card for our collection. I think this is the first time also reprinted, Oloro Ageless Ascetic. Then a legend from the Jumpstart, it's Ormos Archive Keeper. Then a legendary creature changeling again, and also a shapeshifter, so it's Orvar the All Form. So Orvar the All Form has also the second art, so this one is the original art, while the other art is a showcase art. Then we have here one of the Patreons from Pateros of Kamigawa. So here the red patron, it's patron of the Aki. Then we have another god here, it's Pinax, God of Deception, in its original and first art, which we all know that was also reprinted in a Secret Lair Stargazing Theros Gods with its constellation art. Next we have here a legendary creature Hydra Avatar, so it's Progenitus with its original arts, but Progenitus also has a second art that was made from the late From the Bolts Legends. Here we have a Fox Samurai legendary creature, so it's Sensei Golden Tail. We have another dragon here, but this time it's a legendary creature dragon skeleton, it's Skitterix the Blight Dragon. Then another reprint legend from a commander set, so it's Skullbriar the Walking Grave. Then a good addition to our collection also, or your collection if you don't have this one, so it's the Chainveil. Next here we have a legendary creature that is a goblin, so it's Tuk Tuk the Explorer. Here we are getting the second art of a legendary land, Urbog Tome of Yawgmoth, but its original and first art was from way back Planar Chaos. And finally, for our last legend, it's the legendary Elder Titan Uru, Titan of Nature's Wrath, in its normal art. Then we already know also that he has already have a second art that was being printed in the Secret Lair Kaldheim, so with a treatment same with the showcase cards in the Kaldheim set. So we are getting a total of 38 legendaries, including lands, artifacts, and creatures, and 1 legendary planeswalker. So a total of 39 if you will count including the planeswalker in only the list. So next one we will tackle, we will see what we are getting reprints in Retro Frame from Modern Horizon 1. So we are only getting 5 of the legendaries from the original Modern Horizon. So the first one we are getting here in its Retro Frame is Ayula, Queen Among Bears. So a legendary creature bear for those bear tribal people. Then the next one is a legendary land. So it's Hall of Heliod's Generosity. Third card will be Seaside Weatherlight Captain. So the fourth one will be the first Sliver. So anyone who's lucky enough will be able to get this one. And the final legend that you are having a chance to get in its Retro Frame, if you are into collector boosters, it's Urza Lord Harry Artificer. So there goes our Retro Frame legends. So next we have here is the reprinted legends that doesn't have any new art on them. So this time we are getting a chance again to obtain Braids Cabal Minion, and finally a reprint from a commander set again, not long time ago. So it's Chainer Nightmare Adept. So we are only getting 2 with no new art. Next we have here the final list of the legends that we will have the chance on obtaining. So these are the legendaries in the main set, but also with new arts from its extended art or sketch art. So I know this is the one you all are waiting for. So in this final list we are getting 31 in total legendary permanents. So this includes the reprints with a new art from its full art treatment and sketch treatment. So the first one we have here is Ave or Ave Progenitor Ooze. So a legendary creature Ooze that costs 5. So 2 generic and triple in green to cast it for a 2/2 creature. So it has the Storm ability, and it isn't legendary if it's a token. So it also enters the battlefield with a +1/+1 counter on it for each other Ooze we control. So this one also is a good addition for any green affiliated Ooze deck, or you can also add this one in a green storm deck. Next we have here is the new legendary creature card that has the, I think, the most difficult name in Magic to pronounce. So I will try my best to pronounce this one. So it's Asmorano Mardika Destina Kuldakar. So again, Asmorano Mardika Destina Kuldakar. So it's a 0 to cast legendary creature human wizard for 3/3. So it says here, as long as we've discarded a card this turn, we can pay either red or black to cast this spell. And when it enters the battlefield, we may search our library for a card named the Underworld Cookbook. We reveal it and put into our hand, then we shuffle. Then lastly, it has the ability, we sacrifice 2 foods, then target creature deals 6 damage to itself. So again, its name is Asmorano Mardika Destina Kuldakar. Next we have here the one who owns the blasting cannons. So it's Captain Ripley Vance. So it's a 3 to cast, 3/2 legendary creature which can be paid with 2 generic and 1 red mana. So it says here, whenever we cast our third spell each turn, we put a +1/+1 counter on this one, and it deals damage equal to its power to any target. So this one will be a good addition for proliferate decks and other decks that give attention to +1/+1 counters. So has also a flavor text. We will just read this one. The Spitfire Bastion bristles with cannons. Claim from every ship she is conquered. So Spitfire Bastion is the other side of the Advanced Blasting Cannons card. Next, we have here an exciting legendary creature that could potentially be a new commander for Planeswalker decks, especially with the color black and green. So it's Karth the Lion. So it's a 4 to cast 3/5 legendary creature human warrior. So 2 generic and 1 Golgari colors to pay it. So 1 black and 1 green. So it says here, when it enters the battlefield or a planeswalker we control dies, we look at the top 7 cards of our library. Then we may reveal a planeswalker card from among them and put it into our hand. Then we put the rest on the bottom of our library in a random order. And lastly, it has the ability Planeswalkers loyalty abilities we activate cost an additional +1 to activate. So any Planeswalker that has the ability -1 would just, I think, cancel itself. We Karth the Lion is around. Next, we have here I think one of the legendary creature that some or most of the people is excited about. A Golgari colored Squirrel legendary creature. So it's Chatterfang Squirrel General. So a 3 to cast 3/3 legendary creature Squirrel Warrior that can be paid with 2 generic and 1 green. So it has also Forest Walk. So it's unblockable if the depending player controls a forest, and has the ability if 1 or more tokens would be created under our control, those tokens plus that many 1/1 green squirrel creature tokens are created instead. And finally, it has we can pay 1 black mana and sacrifice any number of squirrels. Target creature gets +X -X, so it's equal to the sacrifice number of creatures until end of turn. So this is its original or normal art treatment. And finally, here we have the full art treatment of this one with a new art. Next we have here is one also legendary creature that almost all are excited, because we will just read why. So it's Garth One-Eyed. So a 5 to cast 5/5 legendary creature human wizard. So we need to pay Woobird or 5 color of mana to play this one. So it has the ability we tap him and we choose a card name that hasn't been chosen from among Disenchant, Brain Geyser, Terror, Shivan Dragon, Regrowth, and finally Black Lotus. So we create a copy of that card with the chosen name. Then we may cast the copy, but we still need to pay it cost. So that's why this made a huge uproar in the MTG community, because this could potentially create a Black Lotus. And you know how degenerate EDH players are. They can manipulate this one. Even it restricted only to make 1 Black Lotus during the game, but you can always blink this one and return and again make a Black Lotus or any other one that is listed in its name. So it says here in its flavor text, a humble appearance, bellies a master skill. So this is its normal art. Then we are seeing the other one, it's sketch art. Next, here we have a new creature that can be a new direction for any Boros player. So it's General Firuz Rokirik. So it's a 3 to cast, 3/1 legendary creature, human soldier. So 1 generic and 1 set of Boros to play it. So 1 red and 1 white. So this creature has hexproof from monocolored, and whenever we cast a multicolored spell, we create a 4/4 red and white golem artifact creature token. So this could be a new golem tribal commander. We can use the red or white affiliated splicer from the Mirrodin or Scarsium Mirrodin Black for this one, and other golem like precursor golems to make the deck of this, and other multicolored spell like Figure of Destiny, just to make some additional board presence. So it says here in its playboard text, the Boros Legion always stands for justice, but it never stands alone. So this is the original art of this card. Then we have the sketch art. Next we have here the Caldra Complete. So a 7 to cast legendary artifact equipment. So 7 generic mana to play it. So it has living weapon and indestructible. It says here equipped creature gets +5/+5 and has first strike, trample, indestructible, haste, and whenever this creature does combat damage to a creature, exile that creature. So it has the equip cost of 7 also. So this is its normal art, and the other one is sketch art. Next we have here one of the legendary creatures that I'm also most excited about is the Blue Commander. So it's Lunis Cryptozoologist, a 2 to cast, 1/2 legendary creature, Snake Elf Scout. So it can be paid with 1 set of Simic mana. So 1 green and 1 blue. So it says here whenever another non-creature enters the battlefield under our control, we investigate. So we are putting a blue token. Then we tap this creature and sacrifice any number of clues. Then target opponent reveals the top X card. So that number being sacrificed will be revealed of their library. Then we may put a non-land permanent card with mana value X or less from among them onto the battlefield under our control, and that player puts the reds on the bottom of their library in a random order. So this here it's normal art, and the other one is the sketch art. So it's quite different from its normal art because this one is I think a lot more bigger, the sketch one. Then next we have another Elder Dragon, so Piru the Volatile. So it's a 8 to cast, 7/7 legendary creature, Elder Dragon. So 2 generic and 3 sets of Mardu colors. So 2 red, 2 white, and 2 black. So it has flying and lifelink. And at the beginning of our upkeep, we sacrifice this card unless we pay 1 set of Mardu mana. So 1 red, 1 white, and 1 black. But when this dies, it deals 7 damage to each non-legendary creature. So it doesn't deal damage to commanders, but at least you could kill or board wipe smaller or lesser than 7 or 7 or less toughness creatures. And when this dies and deals damage, so we will gain 7 damage for each creature that died because it has lifelink. They already asked this one in as the judge page to confirm the ability. Then says here in its flavor text, chasms of dueling energies course within her. Next we have here the faithful companion of Karizeb. So it's Ragavan, Nimble Wilfer. So from way back, it's a token legendary creature, but now they made already a legendary creature card for it. So it's a 1 to cast 2/1 legendary creature, Monkey Parrot. So it can be played with 1 red only. And when it deals combat damage to a player, we create a treasure token and exile the top card of that player's library. Then until end of turn, we may cast that card. It also has the dash ability. So its dash ability costs 1 generic and 1 red. So we can play this spell for its dash cost. Then if we do, it will gain haste, but it will be returned to our hand at the beginning of the next end step. So this is its original or normal art, and we have this slightly focused version of it in its full art form with a new art also. This one also is a kind of difficult name to pronounce, so I think this is Esvelun of Sea and Sky. So it's a 3 to cast 3/4 legendary creature, Merfolk God. So 1 generic and 2 blue to play it. So it has indestructible as long as we control at least 2 other Merfolk. And when it attacks, we draw a card. Then other Merfolk we control have Ward 1. So Ward 1 means whenever this permanent with Ward is being a target of a spell or ability an opponent controls, we counter it unless the ward cost is being paid. So in this case, it's Ward 1, so they need to pay 1 mana to proceed with this spell. So this is its normal or original art. While we have here the full art with a new art. Next we have here is a good addition or good starting for enchantment decks. So if you are planning to make a new enchantment deck with this color, this is a good commander to be with. So it's Citis or Citis Harvest Hand. So it's 2 to cast 1/2 legendary enchantment creature Nymph. So 1 set of Celestia colors, so 1 green and 1 white to play it. Says here whenever we cast an enchantment spell, we gain 1 life and draw a card. So it's a really good addition to past enchantment based deck like Estrid, but also we can make this the one in the helm. So flavor text says here, to every verdant field, every bow that hangs heavy with fruit, Karametra shows her love. So this is the normal art, and finally we have its sketch art. Then we have here a legendary dinosaur, so Trasta Tempest Roar. So it's a 12 to cast 7/7 legendary creature dinosaur, so 10 generic and 2 green to play it. And says here this spell costs 3 less to cast for each other spell cast this turn. So this one is also good in cantrip card decks in green. So it has trample, haste, and trample over planeswalker. So when this one deals damage to planeswalker, the excess damage will put to the player. So says here also, it has hex proof as long as it entered the battlefield this turn. So this is its normal art. And finally we have its full art alternate art. Next, we have here a good reprint from a commander set. So it's Titania, Protector of Argoth, a 5 to cast 5/3 legendary creature elemental. So 3 generic and 2 green mana to play it. Then when it enters the battlefield, we return target land from our graveyard to the battlefield. And whenever a land we control is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, we create a 5/3 green elemental creature token. So this is its old and original art. And we are getting a new art for this one in its full art or extended art form. Next, we have here Turach or Turak Dread Cantor. So 2 to cast, 2/1 legendary creature, human cleric. So 1 generic and 1 black to play it. It has the kicker cost of 2 black. And says here, it has also protection from white. Then whenever an opponent discards a card, put a +1/+1 counter on this card. And when this card enters the battlefield, if it was kicked, target opponent discard 2 cards at random. So a callback from Kim to Turak. So this is its original or normal art. And finally, we have its extended or full art, alternate art. Now here we have the green version of Urborg, Dome of Yawgmoth. So we have here Yavimaya, Cradle of Growth. So it's a legendary land that says each land is a forest in addition to its other land types. And its flavor text was said by Karn. Multani's heart is a seed, and all of Yavimaya is its flower. There is as much life here as in the rest of Dominaria together. Then we have here a good addition to Krark plus Sakashima decks. Or also we can make this one as the primary commander of an EGH deck. So it's Usury, Fortune's Flame. A 3 to cast 2/3 legendary creature Ifrit. So 1 generic and 1 set of Izzet colors. So 1 blue and 1 red. So it has flying, and when it attacks, we choose a number between 1 and 5. Then flip that many coins. For each flip we win, we draw a card. And for each flip we lose, it deals 2 damage to us. But if we won 5 flip this way, we cast spells from our hand this turn without paying their mana cost. So it's a pseudo-like omniscience if we guess all 5 flip right. So this is its normal or original art, and we are getting its bundle promo art. I think this one only comes in foil. Then last but not the least, the commander of modulars. So it's Zabas, the Glimmerwasp. So it's a 1 to cast 0/0 legendary artifact creature insect. So it has modular 1, so it comes into the battlefield. It has +1/+1 counter, no? So it has modular 1. Then if a modular triggered ability would put 1 or more +1/+1 counters on a creature we control, that many +1/+1 counters are put on it instead. Has also the ability, we pay 1 red to destroy target artifact we control, or we pay 1 white. Zabas, the Glimmerwasp, will gain flying until end of turn. Woo! So that was a lot of legendary permanents that is being introduced to us in Modern Horizon 2. So I think we are about to end this video, and hopefully you enjoy our little ride in checking what are we expecting to get for our legendary permanent collections. So for the part 3 of this Modern Horizon collectors review video, I think we will be checking the reprinted cards, non-legendary, if they have a new art that being introduced or they kept the old art of it. So I think we will be able to see some new art and also some retained but not given with new art cards. So hopefully you will join me again, and hopefully you enjoyed this video and like and subscribe. So see ya.